When people hear Zanzibar, they imagine one thing: turquoise water, white sand, a peaceful island escape. But that image leaves out the most important part, because Zanzibar isn't just beautiful, it's complicated. What shocked us wasn't how calm it looks, but how much history hides beneath it. And once you see it, Zanzibar feels very different. An island that was never quiet, Zanzibar looks peaceful, but it was never isolated. For centuries, this island was one of the busiest places on Earth. Traders arrived from Arabia, Persia, India, and Africa. Spices, gold, ivories, and people passed through here. Here's what most people don't realize. Zanzibar wasn't a paradise island. It was a global crossroads. It was where the monsoon winds decided the fate of empires, where Omani sultans built fortunes on clove plantations, and where the map of the Indian Ocean was redrawn, not by borders, but by trade routes. And crossroads are never simple. Beauty built on a darker truth. Zanzibar's beauty hides something uncomfortable. For a long time, this island was one of the largest slave trading hubs in the world. People were bought, sold, and shipped from here. You can still visit the holding chambers beneath the Anglican Cathedral, where the air feels heavy and the walls are too smooth from countless hands. The cathedral itself was built on the site of the old slave market, a deliberate act of reclamation that doesn't erase the ground's memory. Here's the contrast that's hard to ignore. What's now marketed as relaxation was once a place of suffering. The beaches didn't change. The story did. And that history still shapes Zanzibar today. A culture made from many worlds. Out of trade and trauma, something unexpected formed. Arab, African, Indian, European. Languages mixed. Swahili, the lingua franca of the coast, seasoned with Arabic, Portuguese, and English. Food evolved. Where else do you find coconut curry, saffron rice, and grilled octopus served on the same street? Architecture blended. Swahili coral rag walls, Omani carved balconies, Indian brass-studded doors, and Portuguese fortifications. Zanzibar didn't erase its influences. It absorbed them, creating something entirely its own, a living palimpsest. That's why walking through its streets feels unfamiliar, and strangely familiar at the same time. A stone city that remembers everything. Stone Town isn't polished. And that's the point. Its buildings carry marks of age, trade, and tension. Doors carved with symbols of status, lotus flowers for India, chains for wealth, dates for abundance. Narrow alleys designed for shade and defense, winding like a deliberate maze to confuse outsiders and catch the sea breeze. You smell cedarwood, cloves, and drying seaweed. You hear the call to prayer, the buzz of a scooter, and the laugh of a child from a hidden courtyard. This isn't a museum. It's a city that remembers, and it tells its story in layers of peeling plaster, rusted hinges, and freshly painted trim. Quick pause. If you're drawn to places that look simple but reveal layers the longer you stay, subscribe. This channel explores destinations beyond the postcard. Why Zanzibar feels so different. What surprises most visitors isn't the beauty, it's the rhythm. Life moves slower here, not because time stopped, but because priorities are different. Faith shapes the day. The call to prayer is the island's true clock. Community shapes decisions. Conversation comes before transaction. You wait, you sit, you listen. Zanzibar doesn't rush, and that can feel unsettling, then liberating to outsiders. But the island's future isn't as calm as it looks. Paradise under pressure. Zanzibar's beauty attracts the world, and that creates tension. Tourism brings opportunity but also strain. Water use, luxury hotel pools versus local wells, coral reefs, bleached by warming seas, damaged by anchors. Rising costs for locals, a quiet inflation where a beachfront plot becomes a foreign-owned villa. Here's the shock. Paradise isn't protected by popularity, it's threatened by it. The very gaze that admires it can inadvertently consume it. Why most people never see the real island. Most visitors stay near resorts. They see beaches, not lives. Away from the coast, past the last hotel gate and the taxi touts, daily routines feel ordinary, profound. Children go to school in starched uniforms, kicking up dust on roads not in any guidebook. Their shouts are the same as anywhere, but they echo against walls scrawled with political graffiti. A reminder that this island is a fiercely political place, with a history of revolution. Fishermen work, not as a photo op, but as a calculus of tide, wind, and dwindling catch. They push wooden Ngalawa outriggers into the surf at first light, their GPS an inherited map of the seafloor. Later, they'll sit in a kijiweni, a public discussion spot, debating the price of octopus and the new fishing restrictions. Markets open and close, not the tourist bazaars, but the neighborhood dukas. Here, a woman buys a single egg, a cup of flour, and a precious bundle of pilipili chili. Commerce is measured in small, precise transactions. You hear the percussive rhythm of Kiswahili bartering, the rustle of kanga fabric, the sizzle of mishkaki on a roadside grill. This Zanzibar isn't a backdrop. It has bills to pay, exams to pass, crops to worry about. The rain matters because the cistern is low. The government's latest tourism policy matters because it might change everything. Zanzibar isn't a fantasy. It's a home. A working, struggling, thriving home where the ice tour is just someone's farm, and the picturesque fisherman is a man balancing economic survival against a changing sea. Why this place stays with you. Zanzibar leaves an impression that doesn't fade quickly, not because of luxury, but because it forces reflection on history, how the past isn't just a chapter but a texture you can feel underfoot on the slave market memorial, a chill in a dark cellar, a quiet pride in a local guide's voice as they reclaim the narrative, on privilege, what it means to walk freely where people were once imprisoned, what it means to sip a cocktail on a sunset dhow, a vessel whose design once carried a very different cargo. The island holds up a mirror, and the reflection is often uncomfortable, on what paradise actually means, and for whom. Is it a permanent state for the resident, or a temporary purchase for the visitor? The dissonance hums beneath the palm trees. The imprint is sensory, too. It's the lingering medicinal taste of clove tea long after you've left the cafe. It's the ghostly echo in the slave chambers that somehow mutes the sound of the city outside. It's the particular smile from a stranger that felt less like a sales pitch and more like an invitation or a challenge to look deeper, to see them, not just their island. You don't just remember Zanzibar, you process it. It settles in you not as a collection of sights, but as a series of quiet questions that resurface long after your tan has faded. Zanzibar isn't just an island. It's a reminder that beauty can hide difficult truths, that cultures form through collision, not just calm, and that the most interesting places are rarely simple. They are conversations, not monologues. It asks you a question. Do you want the postcard or the story? If this video made you pause or rethink a place you thought you understood, subscribe. Because the world is far deeper than it first appears.